The thing that got me is when you slow it down, right, and he's going for the tackle, he's leading with that forearm.
It was like a lunge.
And like the only thing I'll say about their secondary this game is old Cam Taylor-Britt had the cleanest hit of the week on frickin' who was it?
Oh yeah, I saw that was a good hit
On Calvin Austin the third or whatever. The
really?
Steelers.
I don't think I caught that hit.
Woo, he laid him out. Well, that's the part I wanted to touch on. That's rather disappointing. Is with 4 picks. You mustered 17 points.
Yeah.
I think that's a concern.
Yeah,
I'm very concerned about the
bit.
Chargers. Once Dobbins has gone out, that whole offense is put on the brakes.
So what do you think they're going to be looking for this offseason? You know, one more name. Does Bill Belichick make a return to coaching? Is Chicago an historic place, a place to go for somebody like Bill Belichick? And he's kind of turning into the new Antonio Brown a little bit. Ooh. Just like being out there and with it, though. You know what I mean? Not the crazed part, not running around in traffic or
not
whatever.
Yet.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Get laced up.
Let's go.
It's time for Banter with the boys.
Yo, 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 welcome back to Banter with the Boys. Gridiron updates, week 14. Of course, we're here on another Vikings win. We know that. We're here to talk about Al-Shair's hit on Trevor Lawrence and everything in between. But before we get started with that, welcome, D'Angelo. How's it going?
How's it going, man?
Welcome to the pod, man.
Appreciate it. Appreciate you guys having me.
Yeah, for sure.
Excited.
We're excited. We're happy to have you on. You're a Lions fan.
Yeah,
Our first Lions fan on the pod, like through and through. So that's awesome.
Yeah. I'll get after him for the boys. You know,
he was looking the same subject up for a period of time before the pod.
No, true. We got some info.
No, but why don't you just quick give us a little rundown? What got you into football? How long you been, associated with the game?
Okay, cool. Yeah, my probably first game of football was when I was 10. Got in it pretty early. I went to one of my neighbor's kids' football's game, and I was like, I seen him get hit. I was like, man, I want to do that.
Yeah, let's do
like,
this.
why not?
Yeah,
It seems interesting. I come from a family of 5. Got 4 brothers, 1 sister. So pretty much roughhousing was the main course of active love, as you would say.
Expressing
active love.
Physical touch, I guess, punching on each other. But yeah, ever since I picked the football up, I never really put it back down until I played all up until college. Played in high school. Was fortunate to play Division II.
Nice.
Went to Crookston for a little bit.
Okay. What position?
Safety.
Minnesota
Safety?
Crookston for those that are.
Yep. Then transferred to Concordia St. Paul on my last 2 years.
All right. They have a cool stadium, don't they?
Yeah.
I love that
I like it, man. Definitely was in the works. Got the new turf and everything when I got there. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, I love football. It's been a part of my life. Maybe you want to coach, later on during the line.
All right.
Yeah, I'm so excited I threw my pen. I was like, you ever thought about coaching?
Yeah, no, I definitely did.
There's always coaches needed out there.
Yeah, no. We actually, in high school, I went to Gridiron Hall. We had a little mini Raider camp. Actually coached some NFL kids. I don't know if you guys are too familiar with Seth Green and Kamal Martin. They're actually Gopher. Kamal Martin guys.
Yep.
Coached them. Was trying to get them to come to Creedon, man. Oh my God, that would have been
you're
beautiful.
recruiting too.
Oh, a little bit.
There it is.
Definitely a little bit,
there
man.
It is.
You see talent at that young of age. You gotta try to get in where you fit in.
Come
man.
join my squad.
Right, yeah, for sure. But yeah, man, I love it. Still watch it till this day. Huge on college, huge on NFL. So
sure.
Yeah,
it's awesome to have you on, and you're an Ohio State fan.
Yeah, I am. Go Buckeyes, baby.
Boy. Yeah, well,
a little upset this past weekend, man. But we're gonna take it on.
No
the chin.
anger there. There's nothing under the surface there.
Yeah, we got to get rid of Ryan Day, man. I think it's no, dude. I'm telling you, he 4 years. This is like you're setting the Buckeye history up for failure, man. Urban gave you the torch.
Yep.
He did.
And you just fumble. 4 years in a row, though, at that. We can't even get one.
Calling for Day.
Unranked.
Not his day anymore,
Michigan
I guess.
Team.
Woo. All right. Good to know.
Unranked Michigan with their
6-5,
corner.
yeah.
Right. Will Johnson's out. Come on, man. We got the best wideout core in college football.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Buka,
yeah.
Smith,
You got everybody.
Like, come on, Tate. Like, come on, man. We had too many weapons. That game shouldn't even been like close. That's why the spread
I was
at
surprised.
20.
There you go.
Yeah, but I mean, I know Michigan's always going to give it a fight, ranked
sure.
or not. Man, them dudes are some dogs. So, hats off to them.
Nice.
So,
Well, welcome to the pod.
Yeah, welcome to
appreciate
the
it, man.
pod. There you go, Gridiron Updates fans. A little college action for you.
oh yeah, for sure.
Jake, welcome back to another episode.
Glad to be back again.
Yeah.
Holding on to that 7 seed hard.
Yeah,
Your pick was right.
it was absolutely.
Wasn't the Ravens.
No, it wasn't. That's all right.
Hey, at least you got it right.
We'll get into it. He did get it right, though. He did get it right, but we'll get into that more. Of course, Rob next to me. Rob just moved into a new house.
Yes, I did. So I've been just lifting boxes over and over and taking directions,
Yep.
Love that.
All right. Taking directions for Rob.
It's a smart thing, gentlemen.
Take notes. Take notes.
Take notes.
Rob says take notes and doing everything for us behind the screen, taking notes. Kev over there getting everything done for us.
What's up, Kev?
What up, Kev? With that, let's head right into our week 13 game recaps. Getting ahead of myself. And of course, like always, starting off our game recaps. Where's my
Oh, there it is.
Your
There
cape?
it is.
my cape flag? My flag's at the cape. Boom!
Boom! 10-2.
Vikings 23-22 win over the Cards. 10-2, unbelievable. 2 10-win teams in the NFC North. We'll get to Detroit. Don't worry about it. But yeah, Vikes getting the dub 23-22. But it was close.
It was very
It was close. Was it you though that called for a major clapping of Arizona? I don't think so.
No, I thought
Somebody last week.
Not
Was it
it.
you?
we'll have to check the tape.
Oh, we gotta check the tape. There goes
Uh-oh.
my cape.
Yeah.
But that rhymes. But anyway, close game. Kyler Murray kind of showing us exactly what he's about. I mean, his escapability is just ridiculous. His ability to extend the play. I mean, I think I watched him walk for like 3 or 4 first downs. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
how do you not at some point? I think you brought this up in the video last night. How do you not at some point spy him or something? You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Oh my God.
They just could not contain him until the second half apparently. But
Yeah, he's tough. I talked about it last week how do you game plan against a mobile quarterback? It's one of the hardest things to do, So either you want to rush him, get the ends up around the corner, or do you just sit there and try to close that pocket? But that guy's just escapability is amazing. He's got elite arm talent, and Harrison Jr. is looking pretty good. So tough first half, and you know what? I'll give credit to the Cardinals defense. They came out
They
and
really
played
played well.
that
Really
first half.
solid.
So
I was surprised. too.
but then the Vikings end up getting it done. Sam Darnold with another no interception, solid week.
no interception, tied for the lead for the team rushing on the day at
Yeah.
22 yards. But tied for the lead at rushing on the
oh
team.
my God.
Aaron Jones, man, those 2 fumbles really seemed to affect him early. I'd imagine it was KOC's decision to sit him for a minute. But
Collect
I
his
didn't.
thoughts.
But I didn't think it would be until the second half, and then we saw him come back in, and it was good to see him at the end of the game get that touchdown. You kind of just see, I mean, he was relieved. He was
For
able
sure.
to
He's
come
got it.
back with something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was pretty good. Yeah. Did you end up catching that game at all? Or?
Yeah, I did. Actually, I think I caught it at halftime.
That was a good time to tune in.
Yeah, that was
Yeah, I
perfect.
know. And I was just checking out the stats, man. Yeah, I was actually shocked by Kyler Murray, man. He threw for 260.
Yep.
45
45 attempts.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
lot
that's
of
what I said.
attempts.
I'm like, God, like that's what he like.
And they
when
still
he
ran the
throws
ball
it-
31 times.
Yeah, like you're throwing it that much, you're feeling comfortable. Like there's no way you're throwing it 50 times. And I think he didn't have many. He probably had 40 yards rushing, maybe not even.
Oh, I didn't even see it.
Yeah, he
really,
didn't have it. Yeah, he just extended
Yeah.
the play out.
But
48.
It was the timing of those runs. Just
No,
like,
yeah,
just like
for
Sam
sure.
Darnold, he only ran for 22 yards,
Yeah.
but like his runs were crucial at that point.
No,
you
for
know what I
sure.
mean?
Yeah, I second that too.
That's the hard part. Like back to your point of game planning for some of
Yeah.
that. You know what I mean?
so difficult.
What are you seeing from Marvin Harrison? I mean, obviously he seems to be more consistent every game. I mean, becoming more and more of a big down the field threat. He had that nice tud in the back of the end zone.
Yeah,
that was much
that
like
was
his
nice.
father.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, I was like, that's his dad right
Yeah,
there. Boom.
beautiful body control.
Yeah.
Keeping the feet in.
Unbelievable.
I
I wasn't even
like-
mad. I was like, what are you gonna do?
I think he obviously Marvin Harrison Jr. still has like a lot of room to grow and develop.
For sure he does.
Yeah.
He didn't come back on a couple balls that he should
Yeah.
come back to help the
Yeah.
quarterback out.
So, but there's Trey McBride is there as balled
I like
out
Trey McBride.
again.
Yep, 12 catches.
Yeah, 2 weeks in a row. So there's
They were
a
waiting for that to happen, though.
there's-
He wasn't
there's-
doing that early, but
right.
they were
There's
waiting
there's
for
a
that to
lot that Marvin Harrison Jr. can learn from him to improve his game to help out Kyler Murray, especially when the play breaks down. Murray's out of the pocket scrambling.
Yep.
It's like you're either going deep or you're heading like straight to the sideline or you're running straight like back towards him.
Do you think that's because he went to Ohio State and all he ran was deep runs the whole time?
Nobody can guard you. Go deep, man. Brings you back to Pop Warner days. Just-
What do you mean? This is not a streak route? I don't even know how to run it. What's a curl, coach?
D'Angelo, just because you're a Lions fan, I got to ask you, what are your thoughts on Sam Darnold's play, as of late? I mean, the whole season, really.
Really, I feel like he came in hot. He's been showing some consistency.
For
I
sure.
feel like he's made minimal errors here and there, but
Has he done enough for you to, like, garner, like, I keep comparing it to a Geno Smith situation, but like a 3-year Geno Smith type of deal. Has he earned that
Journeyman,
at this point,
yeah.
you think?
no.
Ooh, no.
I don't know, man.
Interesting.
Gino's been balling this year. Hats off to him, man.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like when you think, someone spiraling down as far as their career, he
was going that way.
Yeah, no, he definitely was. Russell got out of there. He took the step in, and he's been playing, man. Hats off to him, though.
Yeah,
He's
he has.
definitely been showboating. That clutch win against San Fran. He was comfortable once again. Once you get comfortable in those situations, you become deadly because like people underestimate you. You know, and it's like that's what they did. I mean, I was watching the game. I'm like, there's no way Geno drives the ball down and win, and he walked it in.
He ran
scored
it
the
in,
game with
yep.
a touchdown. So it's
what I
like,
mean.
man, dude, it's like having that dog mentality.
And that's exactly what JJ said at the end, or before the game, actually, before kickoff. It was like an hour and a half kickoff. They interviewed JJ or whatever as he's walking in, and he said something about like, you're not necessarily an underdog in this game, but like there's a lot of people counting against the Vikings. He's like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Essentially, like I love that.
Exactly,
You know what I mean? And he was not touching the ball that first half, and he still ended up with 99 yards.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That clutch fourth
Silent.
down.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
Silent.
where do you think
How
the
did
ball's
he get
going?
so wide open on that?
It's
It's
just
like,
Jefferson.
He's
JJ.
right.
just
It's
like
JJ,
out of
man.
JJ.
all of the
Well, they
people you're
ran.
going to cover on a fourth down play, that should be the guy.
They were showing a 6-man. They were showing a zero. They looked like they were blitzing. And then if you remember the play, Addison comes in
Yep,
motion,
yep.
and so then Sam Darnold goes, "Oh, I know they're in zone because nobody followed
Yep,
them."
right.
Exactly.
And then he knew that he was running that little hook. And if you see Addison's route, he kicks out the corner
Exactly,
on
yep,
it.
yep, got
I
him
mean,
right
it's
off the-
designed
Yeah.
for him to be wide open,
Yeah, it was designed to go to JJ the whole time.
especially when you're playing zone.
Yeah.
Yeah. You still should have like been closer on that.
Yeah. It's
on
tough
a
though.
fourth down, right? But
Right.
no, it depends. Yeah, it's tough.
It just felt
Tough.
like he was just
Everything happened so
wide
fast.
open.
No, it did. It did.
did.
I was honestly shocked they went for it. I was just going to try to, kick the field goal.
I was hoping we'd go for it,
Yeah.
but
I mean, it worked out.
yeah, worked out. Got the dub 23-22.
Yeah, buddy.
Moving right along, we got Miami traveling to Green Bay. Chilly game,
gross.
chilly game. A lot of people think that played a factor.
For sure it did.
It did. Yeah.
The only fella that I saw come onto the field though for pregame warm-up, so they were showing. Can't remember if this was a reel or a short, whatever. They were showing Green Bay warming up. Everybody's just in normal game uniform, whatever.
Yeah.
Not even long sleeves or nothing, just normal game uniform. And then they show the Miami Dolphins warming up, and everybody's in sweatshirts, sweatpants, no pads on, no helmet, nothing, just like trying to stay warm. Then you see Tyreek come out in his sleeveless with shorts on and stuff. Because
Yeah.
I mean, he played in Kansas City.
Yep.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
Yeah, no, he's
So he was
definitely
probably the
familiar.
only one not
Yeah.
really affected by that. But they did look cold. And I can't remember who it was. Somebody defensively for the Dolphins. I can't remember. I think they came out and said, like, yeah, like our players looked cold. We were not playing.
Yeah,
at the top of our.
Then
our
you're
game.
not thinking about your assignments and everything else, and your head
Mental
starts
game at that
yeah,
point.
exactly.
Yeah.
You're just like, all right, let's just get out of here.
No, for sure.
And I mean, that game got out of hand quickly. 14 points in the first.
Yep.
I mean, it was what 24-3 at half.
Yeah.
and I think the Dolphins decided they didn't even want to come out of the locker room in the second half, but. I mean, they kind of made.
They still move the ball.
Move the
I mean,
ball,
yeah. Hats off to Tua, man. Throwing for 365, 2 tutties.
Yeah, 365.
Yeah, he definitely had a
But
field
garbage
day.
that second half a
Yeah,
little bit.
I mean, he's
2/3
trying
of that was.
no, for sure. But I definitely thought he wasn't gonna have that much in the air against the Packers in that
Oh,
cold.
for sure. I thought it would be more of a run game
Yeah,
there for
for
them,
sure.
and they couldn't get it done early. And then when you go down 14-0 in the first quarter,
Yeah.
now you
You got
start
it, yeah,
behind
pressing.
the eight ball a
Yep,
little bit.
yep,
You know what I mean?
yep.
Yeah, you start pressing a little more. Probably a little earlier than you really should. I mean, even 14-0 in the first quarter. I mean, that
Yeah.
game's early, man.
I know.
You can't quite go away from your game script, if you will, yet.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm no coach in the NFL. You know what I mean? So, let's see here. But Josh Jacobs getting his 20, almost 20 carries. He got 19.
19.
Yep.
43 yards.
Yeah, a little off game from him again. Chilly
4 catches
when it
though,
gets
for
that
another
cold.
47.
Yeah, no,
He
was
did
a
though.
little running
Yeah,
back,
the
yep,
scrimmage
in the
yards were
passing
good
game.
for him.
They passed the ball really well. They were really when they just 28 attempts and
Yeah.
Jordan Love was super efficient with it
efficient.
too.
That was the word I was looking for. But yeah, they just
Nope.
got the job done.
No mistakes from him. No picks. No sacks.
Yeah.
Any fumbles this week from Jay Love?
Oh,
No,
not that.
no,
yeah, I didn't
no
see any.
falling sideways, hucking
No.
the ball down the field
Exactly.
this week. He's starting to look a little bit more healthy. As
Yeah, I think
each
that
week goes
growing-
That's what I was
on.
gonna say.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
looking
He's
a little more
getting back in his
Which
groove.
should disturb us and you. I mean, the Packers. Yeah, he says nah. Yes, the Packers are 9-3,
yeah,
but I mean
you're
that's
right.
that's tough. You
It's
guys
still-
got a
yeah, it's
tough
still
game
tough,
this week.
man. Yeah.
Like I don't know. I'm not saying who I'm picking yet, but the Packers could absolutely come out and win this game this week.
They could. They're definitely.
You know what I
I mean, when it's kind of the opposite now, because with the Lions, you always are looking to upset someone's season.
Yeah.
Past history. You guys been kind of but it's like we're on top now. It's like when you're on top, you got to start looking like, hey man, we gotta, we're not finished. We gotta go out there and give it 110%. And Jay Love, man, he's definitely a threat. The Packers didn't pay him all that money for no reason.
Oh, for
You know,
sure.
so-
And the Lions definitely want that one seed.
Oh no, easy.
Everybody does.
They
Definitely
better be
want
shooting
that
for
one
it.
seed.
But Packers look good. I was really impressed with them overall. I picked Miami because they're coming off a little heater there, but
Yeah, me
that
too.
weather was a different changer. And then I think McKinney he ended up playing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that
he
helped
did.
on the
Ended up
back
playing,
end.
yep.
Yep.
So yeah, I thought he was. I think that was my pick. If they both don't play, I wanted to the Dolphins, but at the time, it is what it is.
Yeah, I ended up falling victim to the cold weather narrative.
Yeah.
Like, I was just like, oh, the Dolphins are coming in hot, they'll be fine.
Yeah.
And then no, it's cold weather. We're just not gonna.
Yeah.
And I hate to use that as an excuse. They're professionals. They know they're going to play in some cold weather at some point
Yeah.
towards the end of the season. But
But that's
it
reality.
did seem to be.
Yeah.
Well, that is reality. You're practicing in Miami of all places in this
Yeah.
country to practice. And now you got to go play in. They literally call it the frozen tundra. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So, what are you going to do about that? But
No, for sure.
Packers getting the dub, 30-17. They now go to 9-3, still third place in the NFC North, right where they belong.
Yep.
Right where they belong. Miami though, still trying to make a case for that wild card. That is
Not
still
looking good.
kind of wide
all.
open. You said Baltimore's in 7th right now. You said
Yeah, so
Yeah.
they're like 3 games out Miami right
it's,
now.
It's
so.
looking rough right
Yep.
now. And all three y'all were up here last week saying Miami could make the playoffs.
Yeah, I sure did. And now
If they win that
Oh.
game, they totally could make
Not all,
the
you don't get grouped into all three because you weren't here last week.
Oh yeah, no,
So you could-
yeah. I wouldn't have picked Miami anyways. I seen a stat that
sure. Now hindsight, right? Yeah, of course.
they said like Tua's 0-8 when playing in like below like
really?
20, like 40
Man, where was
degrees.
that stat?
Interesting.
I know.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yep.
We need to have a
0-8.
stat.
Yeah,
guy
where's
looking
our
up the
stat
crazy,
nerd?
The crazy stats. But yeah, with that, Green Bay winning 30-17. Moving to game 3 of our week 13, we had Philly traveling to Baltimore.
Oof.
That game had everything we thought it would have, really.
Yeah, it sure did.
Why don't you
was
just
a
take it away,
must-watch.
Jake? What are you disappointed about, or are you an Eagles fan now? You made the,
No,
made the switch.
Bro, take off the Baltimore hat. Eagles-
This is the
Eagles hat
moment.
under.
He's coming out.
This is your opportunity.
No, put it back on. We're not the abominable snowman fans.
Dang, just attacking him. Thanks for being on the show, Jake.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I still love you, Jake.
I love you too, Rob. So
Football.
yeah, football. Biggest concern, Justin Tucker's 3 missed kicks.
No doubt.
Yeah, those are huge.
And he had 3 missed the week before.
2.
Two.
He's trending in the wrong way right
Yeah, I
now.
know.
So
Well, it's
yeah,
a field
he's
condition.
trending in the wrong direction. On the upside, the Ravens finally get their bye week, long awaited week 14.
I
That's
know.
like the worst.
Worse.
Well, maybe week 4 is the worst, but
Unless
like,
you're playing Lamar and Henry in fantasy football this week.
But you're still
Yeah.
8-5 coming out of that bye, though.
right. So
that
but
guy's me.
That extra week off hopefully is going to allow Justin Tucker to kind of rethink things, get his mind right. Harbaugh's backing him 100%
Yep.
still, and an experienced vet, you need to do that. You saw that even with the Vikings with KOC. He's just like, hey, Aaron Jones, you had a bad first half. We need you now. Get back in there.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then he got himself a game-winning tutty.
Yep.
So
Yep.
so your seasoned, really good coaches still have a whole bunch of confidence there. The Ravens defense really showed up this week too.
They did. Finally.
Holding Saquon to like 57 yards for the first 3 quarters,
Yep.
and then
Yeah, the fourth. It was a
The
trash show after
asterisks.
that.
That's one of those stats that our stat guy would. Well, it was the first 3 quarters. He held them.
and
They're
then
the best defense in 3
and then
quarters.
then the wheels kind of fell off.
Well, Saquon's going to Saquon.
Yeah, no,
yeah, another
definitely.
57, and then the touchdown in the 4th. But
Yep.
that's another promising thing because that defense has really struggled against a lot of teams. So a good Eagles offense and holding Saquon, the league leader in rushing. So yeah, sucks that we lost, but I think that there's still some good out of it.
For sure. And again, coming out of the bye at 8-5, the Steelers play the Browns this weekend. So if they do lose, which
Jameson.
I mean, I don't know. Okay, so
I know. Hey,
so
don't get into it.
I do really like Jameis,
I
but
know.
last night how they ended that game
Yeah, no,
was,
that was-
so
yeah, that was
bad.
terrible. That was
like
bad.
I was so pissed at Jameis. I was like, dude, what are you?
What
doing?
an
And I have
entertaining
no skin in
game
that game, but
yesterday,
Yeah.
though.
unbelievable. Oh, what a great game! But yeah, we're getting off track. But if the Browns beat the Steelers,
Yeah.
now you know.
Yeah.
There's some hope.
Concern though, and the ugly thing is that the Ravens are one of 4 teams that have 3 games in 10 days. That's brutal.
Yeah,
that
that's a
is
beating.
brutal.
Yeah.
Slot on the body.
The 4 teams that are playing on Christmas. So you got Texans, Ravens, and then the other Christmas game. Like those 4 teams are 3 games in 10 days. It's just rough.
That is rough.
It's nice though. You get a rebound against the Giants,
Yep.
and then you got Pittsburgh, Houston, Cleveland to finish out.
Right.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah. It's
That's tough. I mean, honestly, Cleveland's still not easy.
But
I
if
mean,
you go
no,
two-
Yeah,
Cleveland's
no,
defense.
If you go 2-2, you're in the playoffs because they're probably
I would
not
hope
winning
so.
the division at this point.
Right.
No.
Well, who are those? Who are the 2 wins against? Is one of them?
Well,
Pittsburgh?
I say the Giants and Cleveland, and then they say they lose to Houston and Pittsburgh.
Okay, well, if they do that, then yeah, they're definitely not winning the division, but they would
Still in the
probably be
playoffs. I mean,
Yeah.
3-1, and they're contending. But yeah, so
I don't know. I think they got to win that Pittsburgh game.
Yeah.
They
I
do.
think that'd be a big one.
yes.
But looking at
Wins
the
help.
But looking at the would help. Looking at the Eagles though, 10-2. They seem to do. Yes, Saquon's doing his thing, and that's just pure insanity. But they seem to be doing just enough with the rest of their offense. I guess the only other part of it is the passing part, right?
Yeah.
But with the passing game, they seem to be doing just enough to get by and get the win, which is kind of startling to me because they're not really pressing the issue in the passing game. And it's like, I don't know. I still don't like Jalen Hurts still has a little bit of postseason magic to me. Still,
Yeah.
it's not a quarterback I necessarily want to see in the postseason.
Yeah.
I think I am a little bit more scared of the Lions, but what the Eagles have done halfway through this season completely changed their trajectory for the season.
No, for
And
sure.
that defense is just starting to get scary for me. And I've been preaching about that defense for the last 3 years when they start building it all of Georgia players, but it's just like
Literally.
they all know each other. Eventually, it's just
Yeah.
it's gonna work out.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've been sold on that for a minute, but I don't know. Are the Eagles concerning to you? Like if the Vikes had to play the Eagle, like
Oh, for sure.
in Philly, I'd
Their
be
defense,
scared.
I think their defense is better than their offense, actually, at this point.
Oh yeah, I would agree.
Yeah,
with that.
hands down.
Barkley sets it up. I still don't trust Jalen Hurts if I'm down by 17 points to come back. Even though they
I mean,
have the
that's a
skill
deficit
sets.
for anybody. But
It is, but he's still not that
you're taking Sam Darnold.
you know,
over
he's really good at the play
Oh.
action. What's that?
So you taking Sam Darnold down 17 over Jalen Hurts?
I think they're both the same.
Oh, okay, interesting. I give Jalen the edge
So
on
it's a
that.
coin flip for me.
But, okay, interesting. Fair enough.
I think Sam's, got a better overall NFL touch arm. I think Jalen throws a little more fastballs.
I second that.
You know,
I
and
like
he
that.
doesn't
I
have a
like
lot
that
of
take.
touch,
It's
compared
all or
to
nothing.
Sam. But also Jalen has the legs that
Yeah.
kind of compensates the little bit of the difference of the passing ability. So that's why I kind of think they're a wash.
And I'm not trying to ruin the Eagles season here or Barkley's life, but just saying, I'll knock on wood for you Eagles fans.
Ooh, as a Vikings fan,
If
that's
they
tough.
lose, I know what am I doing?
I know.
If it's more for Saquon because I'd feel bad.
Yes.
If Saquon goes down with an injury before the playoffs start, are the Eagles? Are they just as scary?
No,
No.
Yeah, not at all.
not at all.
Not even the same team.
We're talking,
So
we're talking about a guy that's hurdling backwards.
the,
Yeah,
the defense
grown
will
men.
keep them into games.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean,
I don't think they'd be as dominant. Yeah, like you said, the defense would keep them in some games, and they still have some receivers and skill.
Yeah,
that
for
they-
sure.
Yeah,
No,
no doubt.
But
yeah,
I think the Eagles are the best when they run the ball and play action effort.
yeah.
for sure. So
Yeah.
would be a big loss.
It would.
Not happened. That has not happened. You did not hear it here first. Saquon Barkley is playing this weekend as far as we know. But the Eagles getting the dub 24-19. Eagles starting to run away with that division a little bit at 10-2. Washington right behind them at 8-5. Baltimore just trying to get to that wild card at this point. But hey, if Pittsburgh loses this week, game on for the division.
Yep.
Game on for the division. Moving on to game 4 of our week 13 recaps. The other teams in that division. Pittsburgh traveling to Cincinnati, a game that I thought that the Bengals actually had a chance in, and truly it felt they never honestly had a chance.
Yeah, it was like a track meet.
Like the whole game. I mean, yeah, they were within like 2 scores almost the
Yeah.
whole time, but like that cushion's just not good enough for me to feel confident about them. And at this point, I think that's just the end of the Bengals season. Yes, they already. I mean, what would you say? 6 games left?
5.
5 games. I mean,
Yeah, they're
even
not
if they win out,
mathematically
it's probably not going to be
eliminated,
enough.
but-
No, they're out. I mean, I think
Yeah.
they're 4 games out of the wild card right now.
Yeah, so they got like what, a 2% chance
Yeah,
probably, or something
exactly.
just insanely low.
And Baltimore
So,
can't lose this
so
week.
before we even touch on Pittsburgh, we know they're winning the division. We've already talked about them a little bit here today, but I mean Cincinnati, what are they looking at? I mean, you see them a lot, Jake. What are they looking at? Heading into next season, where they got to fix?
They have to shore up their defense. That's
100%.
always the biggest thing.
yeah, that's
They're
bad.
not getting enough pressure on the quarterbacks right now. So you need another edge rusher with Hendricks.
Yeah.
Hopefully he's going to stay. You don't know at this point. He's
Is he due for money? For a bag?
I think he's close.
I mean,
a
he's,
decent bag for sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
He's
one of the better-
If
yeah.
not, he's probably going to be asking for it. Hey, I just led the league in sacks, or he's currently leading the league in sacks right now.
I think you are correct.
So he's due money, or he's earned more money. But they need somebody on the other side, and they need to work on the secondary too. Just shore that up. It's tough.
The only thing I'll say about their secondary this game is old Cam Taylor-Britt had the cleanest hit of the week on frickin' who was it?
Oh yeah, I saw that was a good
On
hit.
Calvin Austin the third or whatever.
Yeah.
The
Really?
Steelers.
I don't think I caught that hit.
Woo, he laid him out clean.
Oh
man.
wow. Okay.
Before we leave, you gotta see that, man. That was
Cool.
I mean, just full on clean by the book.
Yeah.
Just lays his shoulder into him. Oh yeah. Anyway, that's about all they can write home about that game. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm not seeing. I was seeing if I could find Trey Hendrickson's
Yeah, but you know what? Russell Wilson's playing some good football.
Yeah,
he threw the ball 38 times to 10 different targets.
That's what. Yeah, I was gonna piggyback off that. That is impressive.
And also is really interesting in the stat line is 8 of the 10 receivers had catches over 20 yards. So like plus 20-yard plays. So they're throwing the ball downfield.
That's Russell Wilson getting more comfortable, which is kind of a scary thing.
That is
we were talking about why are you even starting Russell Wilson when you went out and got Justin Fields?
Yeah.
You know, Justin Fields was getting hot towards the end of last season, so it's just like, you know, you'd think, and we saw Russell Wilson struggle heavily in Denver last year. But
Struggle's a nice word.
This is starting to look like some Seahawk, like, we know he still has the arm strength. We see it every week.
Sure,
There's at least one miss that's super deep. You're just like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know, but it's starting to get scary for the AFC, to be honest with you, because it's like, if he becomes a sliver of what he was in Seattle, I mean, you know, minus the famous pick, right, in the Super Bowl. But other than that, like,
that was Pete
the dude's still a Super Bowl winning quarterback. You know, MVP even. I think, was he Super Bowl MVP when they won? Can't remember. I feel like that could have been a defensive MVP that year too. But
Was it Chandler?
Was that Chandler?
Cam Chancellor?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I think it was.
Could have been defense, but either way, they've totally offensively. The Steelers have totally flipped the script as well. Kind of like what we were just talking about with the Eagles. The Steelers have completely changed, and like their offense is starting to get more scary. Najee Harris is starting to get more consistent, which they needed that big. You don't think so?
Man, dude, I don't know, man. I feel like he has not been showcasing the talent that he has. I feel like he's less agile.
That's
I would
great.
say. He's not as elusive as he used to be.
Explosive is what I'm thinking.
Yeah, that too. I mean, like, when's the last time he broke out for like a 25-yarder?
I don't know if he really
had a 20-yarder this week.
I mean,
but that's
other than that, like, he
exactly.
doesn't. Yeah, he definitely is slotted more now into that power back.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
Where he was like more of a mix kind of. He wasn't fully like an elusive back coming out of Bama, right? It was Bama.
I mean, but he was still like get up. Yeah. He had the speed. The speed was there.
Yeah.
I feel like I've been liking Warren more.
Yeah, he's been scary.
Yeah, he gives you that.
It's a good 1-2 punch. That thunder and lightning situation. You know. Yeah. Let Najee bully him a little bit, and then you give it to Warren out on an outside zone or something like that. Like, watch out.
Yeah, he
can turn him on.
Yep.
He can turn it on. And then of course, if we're talking about the Steelers, we got to mention George Pickens.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, he's a stud, dude.
What a fucking goofball.
He is a stud.
Oh my goodness, you love him and you hate him in the same play.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Don't get me wrong. We'll have a little
thought process about him.
Little thought process
nugget
about him in a minute. Yeah, a little nugget. But moving right along to our final game of the week 13 game recaps. We had the LA Chargers traveling to Atlanta. A lot of us actually took the Chargers, but you know, a lot of the experts were feeling Atlanta on this, and Kirk Cousins came out and gave everybody 4 picks. Man,
did the other
bad picks?
Yeah, he did the other Kirk.
I remember those days.
Do you miss him?
I tried to block him out. I gotta go back to my therapist.
I mean, this has just got to be a bad game for Kirk. I'll be the saving grace for him. Like, you know, who do they got next week? They have an opportunity to bounce back. Oh,
they don't have an opportunity.
Never mind. In 2 weeks, they have an opportunity. He has an opportunity to bounce back. It's not going to happen in the bank. But there's been rumblings where people are like, should they think about starting Penix at some point? Like, and we talked about it a little bit on the video last night, and it's just like, well, you're right there. You know,
they're in first place. Division. They're in the playoffs.
So why
don't go to your rookie quarterback?
Why would you make that move?
It's way too late.
It's mostly just fans, you know, like Falcons fans are like, oh, I don't know. But obviously Bijan's a force back there too. Had himself a solid day, of course. But Chargers somehow sneaking by.
Wow.
Definitely snuck that one.
Interceptions help.
Well, that's the part I wanted to touch on that's rather disappointing is with 4 picks you mustered 17 points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a concern.
Yeah,
If
no,
I'm,
that-
if
Oh,
I'm
I'm
the
very
Chargers a
concerned
little
about
bit.
the Chargers. Once Dobbins has gone out, that whole offense is put on the brakes.
So what do you
Yeah.
think they're going to be looking for this offseason? You know, some sort of agile playmaking running back
from Boise
Yeah.
State?
Okay. I'm on board with that.
Okay. I mean, if he slips to the
okay.
Vikings, I'm in, but
Yeah, right. But yeah, no, seriously. I mean, we touched on it last week when Dobbins is missing, the offense just looks completely different. It's not like Gus Edwards had that bad of a day, but it's not the same. He's not the same
not- yeah,
style
it's
of
not the
running
same
back. You know,
threat
he
either.
doesn't give you that same electricity.
he's not going to
Yeah.
hit the home run.
No.
Nope.
No.
So
McConkey though,
Man.
making
he
a
had
name
field
for
day.
himself all of a
Yeah.
sudden.
I like McConkey.
You know, last few weeks,
he's a stud.
He kind of reminds me of a little bit of Cooper.
a little bit of Cooper.
Little
Okay,
play
a little
style.
Cooper Cup. Okay,
Similarity. Or like a young Thielen.
Young Thielen. Okay, fair enough.
There we
Young
go.
Thielen. How did you feel about Adam Thielen as a Lions fan? Just did enough to bug you.
Yeah, no, he did, man. Oh my God. Did you guys see that catch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which one? Was that a fourth down play
I must
too?
have
Fourth
Yes.
down.
Yeah, like so it was like he was doing it out and it was inside, so he had to turn and he one-handed
Thielen did?
Like
Yeah.
literally
I'm gonna
caught
have to look that
it.
up.
Didn't touch the
I didn't
ground or
even see it.
anything.
Yeah, it was pretty
I thought
nice.
it was over with for the Bucks after that. I'm like, oh my, all right, they deserve it, but you
Yeah.
know, got a young quarterback.
Thielen's
Price,
that guy, man.
Price,
Yeah.
hot.
No, yeah, no, he definitely played a better game for sure. He definitely
The
did.
last 4 games he's been playing well.
Yeah.
Or at
enough.
least there's some like hope.
Yeah, we see
right.
it. We see the potential.
know?
Right. Well, Chargers getting the dub 17-13, keeping their hope alive for a playoff run, looking like they could probably get into a wild card. They do have a big division game this week. Yeah, probably not looking good for the Chargers this week with that offense. If they show up
No, yeah,
against
not a
Kansas City
chance.
like that, it's just not going to happen. So they really need Dobbins back. But with that, Kev, let's head right into our tent talk.
911, what's your emergency?
And to start off our tent talk, probably horns up.
Horns up.
To start off our tent talk, probably the biggest one, CMC to the IR for at least 6 weeks, if not potentially season ending completely with a PCL injury. And then they're like, oh, well, we got Mason. Nah, he's also to the IR with an ankle injury, so that's a minimum 4 weeks. Taysom Hill for the Saints, torn ACL, done for the season. Sucks to see him go down like
Yep.
that.
Yeah.
Just one of those utility guys, put him anywhere. Trevor Lawrence, don't worry, we'll touch on Trevor Lawrence in a little bit, but he goes down with a concussion. I wonder why. Hollywood Brown could actually rejoin the Chiefs before the end of the regular season. That'd be huge for them right before they head into the playoffs. A little bit of news here. Matt Eberflus, gone.
He gone.
He's fired.
Bye
Bye,
bye.
Felicia.
We were all waiting for that. Don't worry, we'll circle back on that in a minute. Dable, currently not concerned about his job status kind of being hot. We've talked about Mike McCarthy as well, maybe being a little hot, and nobody seems concerned right now. So,
Well, they've won the last week or two, right?
yeah, Dallas. I think that I'll get to Dallas again too because I got something to say about Michael Parsons. Bills clinched their division. No surprise really there.
Congratulations, circle the wagons.
Yeah, whatever.
Bills Mafia, let's roll.
But it's nothing they're not used to. They win
Exactly,
divisions. They
yeah.
just can't get over that hump like the Vikings. Unbelievable. Andrew Luck makes return to football with Stanford as their GM.
Oh, he's not playing quarterback.
He's not playing quarterback. He's not playing quarterback. People are like, why do you need a GM for a college football team? Well,
Yeah.
you got 75 some recruits. You know, there's a lot of organization. He's kind of like, I looked it up. They're kind of like the right hand man to the head coach of a college football team, which I didn't even know a GM for college football existed
I think it's
until
like
this
a new
happened.
I think it's like a new thing.
2021 is when they implemented that. So yeah, super new.
Oh wow.
He's just a recruiter.
I
mean, at the end of the
that's
day,
all he
yeah.
is. Like,
So he did an interview with Dan Patrick today, and I listened to that, and it kind of that's really what it sounds like. Is his responsibility is to make sure that the head coach has like the right tools to do their job, but also is going out there and recruiting and getting the players to come in, just with all of the NIL stuff flying around and in the transfer portal.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, interesting.
I mean, Andrew Luck shows you in your living room. You're like, oh yeah,
sure.
I'm gonna tell him no.
Yeah. Let's see. James Conner signs a 2-year deal with the Cardinals, $19 million. He's earned every penny of that.
For sure.
He's been huge for him this year.
Yes, he is.
Danny Dimes. I don't even know if we can still call him Dimes, but former franchise quarterback for the New York Giants signs with the Vikings for $375,000. That's it.
League minimum, probably.
That's it.
I mean, I'll take it.
Hey,
Put me in, coach.
but he's still getting paid bags.
Oh, yeah.
from
Oh,
Vikings,
yeah,
so
yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's all good.
Yeah.
That bag traveled with him.
Saquon Barkley on track to beat the rushing record set by Dickerson. It'd be cool to see it. You know, we really thought we would see it with Adrian Peterson, to be honest.
Yeah.
And then they took him out of the game, protect him for playoffs that year. And, you know, he didn't know where he was at the famous interview, you know. Oh, I didn't know. You know what I mean?
Right.
But,
Yeah.
oh, God, I just wish he would have got it. Can't remember how short he was, 8 yards or something.
It's like 8 or 9.
wow.
Yeah, it was really close, and they
Yeah.
took him out the game in the fourth quarter. You know, man, don't get me started. Anyway, I want to circle back on real quick on the head coaching vacancy for Chicago. Who's kind of the front runners you think for that? If you just had to throw a name out there, you know, before I start naming off people, Vrabel, that one's came up.
Ben
That's not
Johnson,
bad.
probably.
Ben Johnson has came up
Yep.
for sure multiple times. I heard Cliff Kingsbury all of a sudden with Caleb Williams. It wouldn't be the worst combination in my opinion.
True.
don't
I mean,
know.
yeah.
Well,
Oh,
The
DC
Bears-
for
the Bears
Dennis
had-
Allen, Saints. Is that his the
Yep.
Saints DC
Oh, yeah,
or
yeah.
OC?
Okay.
I've heard his name around too.
well, the Bears had an opportunity to get Cliff Kingsbury this past summer as their OC, and they totally just like let him walk out the door.
Yeah,
So like,
you don't think that's a realistic
I
possibility?
think Cliff
Or do you-
Kingsbury would just
like,
give
nah.
him a big old middle finger and be like, "You had your chance."
or does he
Yeah.
feel really good about Caleb Williams?
But how do you leave Jaden Daniels?
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Well, that's a good point.
You know?
Exactly.
I mean, he's kind of done it. Actually, I've heard of the word on the street is the current interim. Who was that? Their OC,
Yeah, what's
Thompson,
his Thompson?
Matt Thompson.
Thomas. What's his name? I feel bad.
That he might be the head coach.
I mean, if the,
he has
play,
the
if the
inside
players
track
like him,
of
why
it.
not?
And I guess the Ryan Poles, you know, the GM there,
Thomas Brown.
He wanted to fire Eberflus last year, but ownership said no. That came out today.
Oh, interesting.
Because they kept the GM on too. Mm-hmm. So interesting.
So-
As they should. I mean, I don't think he's really done anything negative per
Right,
se.
he's done a really good job of
I think so,
putting
too.
talent into the team.
I mean, I think the Bears could still be really competitive in the NFC North next year.
They can.
Yeah.
I think I don't even want to say it. I think the Vikes might be fourth next year, but this is the season, man.
Clip it.
Anyway, yeah.
Clip it.
Delete it. Clip it and delete it, Kev. Clip it and delete it. But with that, okay, one more name. Does Bill Belichick make a return to coaching? Is Chicago an historic place, a place to go for somebody like Bill Belichick? I just thought of it right now. Or is like,
That is true.
do you think?
Yeah, no, that's a nice
no.
take.
No, because
Nah.
no, he's gonna want the wins record. I don't think he's gonna get it in Chicago with as competitive as the.
But he has
who
got
else?
to
What
start
other
somewhere.
job is
gonna
He's not
open
going
up?
to receive a 14-2 team.
Yeah, no, there's no way.
Right, but if he gets a head coaching position in like a trashy South,
But I think
that's a easy like 5 to 6 extra wins you can bring onto your team.
I feel like the Bears are 2 years away from competing with the Lions for the division. Like, I know that's crazy, but like I
mean,
all right.
I know. What am I doing talking about all these other NFC North
I know.
teams, but
You're confusing me as a Vikings fan.
I'm making you confused. I know.
No.
Hey, man, the Bears have been doing the right things. That they've been on the bottom for a minute, and I know that sucks. We don't gotta tell you, but
Not anymore.
nah. But seriously, I think the
Definitely
Bears,
offensive coach.
I think-
It's got to be an offensive coach.
I agree,
You know,
100%.
so
Or
And
a
the defense-
culture builder.
So who out of the coaches mentioned? Who would
then
be
bring
that?
in who as the OC?
Rabel?
Well, you do Vrabel as the head coach. And I have no-
defensive guy, which they just got done with.
right, but Vrabel's always been on point with like knowing hey, we need to call a timeout right now.
Game management's better. All right,
It all comes full circle.
Yeah.
Man.
Unbelievable. With that, Kev, let's head right into our Bonehead Move of the Week.
Genius.
And for Bonehead Move of the Week, don't worry, we got some honorable
Ding-dongs
mentions
out there.
We got some honorable mentions. Every time I thought I had found a Bonehead Move of the Week, something new would happen. So, crazy week. Honorable mention, Micah Parsons. Man, on Thanksgiving, Dallas beat the 2-win Giants. So he came out and said, we're coming.
We're coming.
Come on, man.
God.
Come on, man. That's
Nice try.
Confidence.
I like Micah Parsons, but come on. And that defense has looked different since he's been back. But
Yeah.
pump
He's still
the
got a
brakes.
little
Pump
ways
the
to go.
brakes.
Take
for
about
sure.
30% off there, buddy.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
You and Cooper Rush.
Eberflus not calling a timeout. I mean, that's just part of the reason. And actually, the honorable mention Bonehead part is the fact that he backed it up so aggressively after. And he was like, oh, I'm just preparing for the 49ers next week, you know? And it just, I don't know. It was just
wow.
Time to go. He was
it was
time to
just
go.
bad.
There was too many mistakes. 2 games in a row. Weird time management. And that whole offense didn't seem like it was flowing. You know, they had an easy schedule to start the year off because they went 4-2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so everyone's like, oh my gosh, he's it. And then after that, they've fallen off a cliff.
Yeah.
I think the other honorable mention with the Eberflus firing, and I found this out, was so the day after Eberflus had his press conference with the media in the morning, and talking about, oh, I'm feeling really good and I'm not worried about my job. 2 hours
Same
later,
day.
he gets fired. Like, Bears
wow.
organization, if you knew this was happening, why'd you even let him
Yeah.
have
the
Out
press
there for that
conference?
interview. Yeah.
You have a 07:30 meeting with ownership.
What do you think that's about?
Then after that, you have media if you want to.
Last honorable mention of the week before we get into the real meat and potatoes. George Pickens scores a touchdown, punts the ball into the crowd. That was actually kind of funny. Didn't get flagged for it, I don't think. And then later, I think it was just a first down. Yeah. And then gets up, continues running into the end zone, throws the ball, and he's finger gunning everybody in the crowd. Like, all right, well, you know, at some point, you're gonna get a flag. It's unsportsmanlike for that. He's just kind of like, what do you mean? But then he goes out and makes insane catches. I mean, the dude is. I'm not trying to put a label on him,
Let's hear
but
it.
he is in Pittsburgh, and he's kind of turning into the new Antonio Brown a little bit. Just like being out there and with it, though. You know what I mean? Not the crazed part, not running around in traffic or
Not
whatever.
yet.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, as far as like some of his antics and stuff, you know, he's not taking his pads off on the field. But you know, he's just electric. He's fun to watch.
definitely electric.
He's selling tickets. You know what I mean?
Agreed.
But- so anyway, honorable mention. Now the real bonehead.
Drum roll.
Yeah. Alshire. The hit on Trevor Lawrence. Now, you know, if you go frame by frame, which is not how we view life, but if you go frame by frame, the slide was starting before he went to start his tackle.
Technically.
Yeah.
I get in the heat of the moment. I get a bang bang play. My thing that sells it for me that he was, lack of better terms, head hunting. You know, maybe not for sure going for his face or whatever. You know what I mean? But hitting.
He was trying to hit him.
You know,
I mean,
in the chest.
he was going for the big hit.
contact.
The thing that got me is when you slow it down, right, and he's going for the tackle, he's leading with that forearm.
It's like a lunge.
And like when
in a
you go
sense.
to like tackle somebody, unless it's like that last ditch, I can't remember what it's called, but like when you know somebody's running down, and it's that last ditch where you're just trying to, get their heel a little bit, or you know what I mean.
Yeah.
If you know, even when you're doing that, you know, you're not necessarily leading with that forearm, right?
Mm-hmm.
So even if he was standing up, you're telling me he's going to lead with that forearm into his legs like that? I don't know. I think he's coming in, you know what I mean?
No.
So that kind of sold it to me that, yeah, he was going for the big hit.
So
And I only look at it that way because of week 3 against the Chicago Bears, where he smacked Caleb Williams, who was still in bounds.
Yeah.
He was
Fair.
clearly going out of bounds.
Yeah.
And I think he's still got, I don't know if he got flagged
I
for
don't
that.
think-
No,
I
they
don't
didn't try
know.
to. They were
I
like,
can't remember
He did
that.
not get
Yeah.
flagged.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
What do you flag him for?
You know, right.
Hitting inbounds.
yeah, right.
you have to flag him for hitting the quarterback at that point because that's the only thing you could see. You
But
know?
that's happened.
But
No,
so,
for sure.
So that which he got fined $11,000 for. Today it came out that he was suspended 3 games, or maybe it came out
Yep.
yesterday, whatever, for this hit on Trevor Lawrence. But for me, do you think the suspension is fair? Is my question. For me, I think 3 games is fair. There's a lot of people who are like the whole season. Then there's the other half of people that are like not at all.
Yeah.
It's football.
It's
you know.
football.
So
Yeah.
what do you guys feel on that?
I think 3 is kind of harsh.
Kind of harsh for
Yeah.
3. Okay.
I was.
Would you go with 1?
I was expecting 2, and then they would petition it down to 1. This is kind of what I was expecting was going to happen.
Okay.
So I think that they're still gonna like battle it, and if anything, it's only gonna go down to 2. I don't
Appeal it?
Yeah, they'll
Yeah.
appeal it, but I don't see them appealing 3 down to 1. But
No. They'll
I
make
think 3
example
was,
out
3
of
was
him.
But
harsh.
3's a little harsh.
I thought so.
Okay, fair enough. And he did come out and apologize next day on social, right? Well,
Yeah.
like everybody does. But he did, he wasn't trying to maliciously hurt Trevor Lawrence. I would like to think, unless you're, what's his name? Perfect. I would like to think,
Vontez.
yeah, Vontez, yeah. I would like to think that you're not attempting to hurt people when you go out there and play the game. You're just trying to play the game. And again, heat of the moment, right?
Yeah.
And he's a great player.
Trying to hit him
great
hard.
linebacker.
Trying to hit him
Stud.
hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stud.
But he's a hard hitter. He's searching for that. That's
Yeah,
that's
that's
his
his-
game. And
yeah.
I'm not trying to hate on that. I love that part of it. But
Yeah.
you still went high on a sliding quarterback, and that's just the rule, man.
It is.
But how do you guys feel about the 3 games?
Definitely a little more than I expected. I've definitely seen worse hits
sure,
on
for sure.
quarterbacks.
Yep.
He was giving himself up, but I feel like it wasn't as fast as it should have been as far as the slide. Because as you can see,
Okay.
like when you slow it down, but then again, he could have tried to roll the other way, but I feel like he was just, like
He didn't protect himself at
Yeah.
all, really.
but like
Well,
you're
that's what Tom
traveling.
Brady came out and said.
Yeah.
Actually.
I mean, yeah, that too. But I mean, you're traveling at a crazy rate. You're in the game.
Well,
This
the
is what
speed
you
of
do as a
NFL is
profession.
so
Yeah.
fast.
So it's like you're running. I mean, it's not like he got up and tried to showboat about it. Like he was like, "Wait, what?" But then
Then he got cracked.
Yeah,
and
Ingram.
then, at that
yeah.
point, game on.
Yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean?
no, for
So
sure.
I don't blame
Yeah.
him for getting up and getting
Yeah,
riled up.
up,
Like,
for
you just
sure.
got cheap shotted too.
Yeah.
You know? So
Yeah, but
who
I
also
mean,
got ejected, not suspended, but ejected from the game.
But then again, it's like, I don't know, man. It's so tricky, with hits nowadays, targeting and everything.
It's a super fine line.
Yeah,
It
it
is.
is. It's definitely a fine line now. They're definitely getting more strict on it. It didn't
Especially
look
quarterback.
Yeah, it didn't look as like the impact would have been as hard as Trevor Lawrence reacted. As you can see, he was dude.
Yeah,
He
well,
got him.
Yeah, that.
it was the hit with the forearm,
Yeah.
right? But then it hit him and then
Then he
hit
hit
him,
his head
hit him,
back.
hit
Yeah,
his
so
head on the
that's
ground too.
Yeah, that was scary, man. I mean, definitely hope he's gonna
when
be.
you see somebody's
okay.
hand go
Yeah,
like that,
go
that's
like
when you're
that.
like, oh,
Yeah,
snap.
you get
Yeah.
knocked out.
Yeah.
I have a hot take on it. How about NFL rules committee? Let's just get rid of the slide. Let's just get rid of it.
That'd be
Every
fine.
year it ends up
Then
hurting
no
somebody.
quarterbacks are running anymore.
Well, no, they
that
can
right?
run.
You'll
They
have
can still
Kyler
run.
Murray,
They still
Caleb
can run.
Williams, or somebody,
exactly.
but Lamar.
But I feel like more
Yeah.
quarterbacks get hurt sliding than just trying to get another yard.
Yeah.
So just
that's
get
true.
rid of
Look
the
at
slide.
Josh Allen. Josh
Just
Allen
get
doesn't
rid of the
slide
slide.
that
He-
often.
yeah,
he's
he's-
just like, I'll take on both. I don't
Oh,
care.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
Because there's been
And
a
he doesn't
handful.
get hurt,
Yeah.
in the shoulders or anything
Yeah.
where you'd expect the quarter, like especially his throwing arm. I think they're just so concerned about injuring
Yeah.
his shoulder or something. But
Don't run
I
then.
like that.
But
Just
I
get
feel
rid of
like-
it.
But then again, it's like I feel like a lot of quarterbacks are using this to their advantage.
Totally are. I've
How-
seen multiple
like
fakes.
how they're
Yeah.
just
You know,
quick
like-
to throw the flag if and then it's like when they're going out of bounds, you'll try to get a little slide and probably get hit.
No.
and,
Or you
that's
act
extra
like
15
that's
yards.
going out
That's
and then
been my
stay
big
in.
pet peeve with Pat Mahomes, like running the skirting those
Yeah.
sidelines. Like, I'm gonna go out of bounds, so you can't hit me.
But
But
Yeah.
just kidding.
But if he gets,
just
Like,
keeps
they go
going.
back in,
but
it's
if
like,
he's tiptoeing on the sideline, and gets
Yeah.
cracked, it's the end
Light
of
him
the
up.
world. You know what I mean?
Light them up.
You know,
Right.
I'm all
In my
about
That's what I keep,
opinion,
You know,
keep thinking. And
get rid of the
saying.
slide and just play the game of football.
Yeah.
You are a runner with the ball.
Like if you
No
wanna-
matter
You
what
chose to
position
leave
played.
the pocket.
Yeah,
Oh,
if you
well.
wanna-
yeah.
if you want
You
to
gotta deal
protect
with the
him on the
consequences.
outside, that's fine.
Yeah, well.
The slide, because then we have to have a full conversation about this
Yeah.
guy. This guy's running a 4.3 at him. The other guy's running a 4.6 or whatever at him. And we're going frame by frame of leading with elbows on slides. Or make it if you're within 5 yards of defender, you need to slide now. It shouldn't be 2 yards, 3 yards. It should
Yeah.
be
Trying to time it up.
Yeah,
just
it
to
should
do
be
that.
drops.
Yeah.
Oh.
He slapped my head.
Right,
That's another
yeah.
15.
So
know,
it's
man.
just ruin. I think it's just ruining the game. Really,
Interesting.
I don't
Fair
think it's
enough.
really
Get
protecting.
rid of the slide.
Get rid of it.
Yeah.
Kev saying, Kev, wow. My bad, Kev.
He's
like,
saying
I don't
it too.
look like
He's
that.
saying it too. I can feel it.
Rob's
He's
like,
like, get rid of
Yeah,
it.
he's shaking his head in
Kev's like,
agreement.
get rid of the slide. I don't watch football, but get rid of it. Don't even need it. With that, Kev, let's go to our Week 14 preview and picks. And right back at it, our Week 14 preview and picks. What?
I'm just doing weird stuff.
He's just
Between
excited- he's just excited for the
every
picks.
segment,
I'm just
though.
so
Between
excited.
every segment,
He's
he's doing something. But he's always ready, though.
I
I'll
am.
give you that. You're always ready. He's always prepared. First game 1 of Week 14 preview and picks. Of course, we're starting with the Vikings. Falcons at the Vikings. Kirk Cousins coming off a 4 interception week, coming to the bank. That's going to be loud and rocking. I kind of hope he at least gets a little. Obviously, you feel differently, but I kind of hope he at least gets a little bit of a, not a standing ovation, but hey, when they do a little
Yeah.
tribute to him. I mean, he
I'm fine
still
with
took
that.
us to the Super Bowl.
Oh, right.
Apparently, I feel strongly about Kirk Cousins.
We went to
he
the
still
Super Bowl, yeah.
he still took us to the playoffs a couple times. That the 2022 season was special until we
Yeah.
played the Giants in the first round. You know what I mean? But, I think he's on the list somewhere towards the top actually for all-time passing yard leaders for the Minnesota Vikings. But
Okay.
but anyway, Kirk
For sure.
Cousins coming back to the bank. I'm taking the Vikings. I don't really need to explain why. I think the defense is just going to eat up Atlanta right now. We were thinking Atlanta was starting to get hot.
They were.
And now all of a sudden, coming out of bye, it just seems like that offense is stagnant.
the
Yes,
same,
4
yeah.
picks doesn't help. So they're obviously looking for a big bounce back week this week. Rob,
Which scares me. The whole bounce back thought process is they think they got embarrassed and they're going to come out hard and play. And probably one of the best things the Atlanta Falcons do, they should do against us, is run the ball. And Bijan Robinson is a dog, and the guy can,
Facts.
So that's the only way I feel Atlanta can stay in the game. Defensively, I don't think they're going to slow us down enough to, it's got to be, they got to be in a track meet with us. So I'm thinking this game's going to be in the high 20s. Vikings win.
Okay.
high 20s, though. You think it'll be a little closer?
Yeah, I mean, I think Atlanta will be able to. I mean, Kurt's a veteran quarterback, so all
agree.
these B-flow
Yeah.
shows, he's gonna be like, I've seen this.
Exactly.
So nothing's gonna surprise him as much as last week against even against Kyler. I don't think he was. Wow, I don't know what B-flow's sending at me right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. No, Kyler seemed like he was kind of slicing and dicing it, and we've kind of seen that a little bit with the Vikings defense as of late. It's a little bit more predictable now, you know what I mean? But they seem like they're not as sending as much of pressure as they were.
Yeah, they've been playing a
early
little
on.
more coverage too, a
So-
little bit, and then with Gilmore, hurt. I mean, we're not super deep in our secondary.
No.
So
Well, and that's something I was going to bring up. Fabian Moreau.
yeah.
Who?
Do you think that was a PI?
Yes.
Okay, I did too.
But who the heck is Fabian Moreau? I don't even know who that was.
Number 23. That's all I know.
I was gonna look him up and come with like a big report and all this about who he is, where the heck he even played, because I don't even know who that was. And it.
Hey, Fabian, why don't you come on the show and tell everybody who you are?
They started.
There we go.
They started attacking him.
get him
though,
in here.
You know what I mean?
No, yeah, definitely try
But
to
I
have
can't.
a field
He
day.
played decent coverage on that Marvin Harrison.
He did.
touchdown.
He was
I will
there.
say there's not
Yeah.
much. I mean, that was a great throw, great catch. Anyway, too much about the Vikings. Jake, who do you got? Atlanta traveling to Minnesota.
I'm gonna pick Vikings over the Falcons. I think the
we trained
Falcons
you well.
defense is a little underrated,
You
and,
trained him well.
and they're gonna give the Vikings offense some fits. I think similar to what you saw against the Cardinals in the first half. So the first half might be a little shaky, but I think they'll fight through that and they'll still pull out a W.
Okay.
And I don't think Kirk Cousins is going to get cheered. I think they're going to boo him.
You think he's getting booed in the state of Minnesota?
Oh, I think for sure he's going to get booed.
There's gonna be
I wouldn't
some.
personally boo him.
Yeah, I mean, there's gonna be half and half.
I'd be the only one being like, yeah, Kirk.
But the booing's going to
Michigan
outlaw
State
the
fan,
cheering probably. Though.
You know.
Go Spartans.
Who we got, D'Angelo?
Definitely Vikings. Definitely think it's
Vikings.
gonna
You know how it
be
is.
closer. I feel like Atlanta might cover. I think they're
Ooh,
plus
spready?
plus 5. I
I
believe.
think you're on to that. Yep.
Yeah, they definitely might cover.
But you don't get points here.
I know, no. Yeah, Vikes definitely should win straight out. I'm a little worried though. You know, Vikings do have the 28th ranked passing defense in the league, and Kirk is looking at that. I mean, last week's game, you can see there's some suspects in the secondary. I mean, Murphy's our best guy, I believe. He's a little inconsistent sometimes, but I mean, I definitely think he handles his business when it's time to play. But I mean, yeah, no, it definitely should be a showboat. I feel like it's definitely going to be a high scoring game. Darnold has to come to play. Feed Aaron Jones. There's no way he has 5 attempts.
Yeah.
It's literally after that fumble, they just shut him down.
But
man.
I mean,
It's
you trusted him.
crazy.
You know, you got him from Green Bay.
I agree.
You know what he can do.
He's your
I
boy.
agree.
Give him the ball, build up his
Put him in.
confidence again.
Yes.
So it's like, man, you gotta be a ride or die. So it's like you can't just feed him 5 times, man. I feel like that's frustrating. You know, being Aaron Jones, you in Green Bay, you're predominantly getting the ball every game.
Yeah.
But you know, you come to
He'll get fed. I'm not too worried about it. He'll get fed. Vikes will get the dub behind Aaron Jones, though. They do got to feed him.
Yeah, they
I agree
definitely
100%. Next game. Whew. Doozy. This is a
It
doozy.
is.
You got to
This
start
is
this
it.
one off. Don't you worry. Packers traveling to Detroit.
Yeah.
Probably our game of the week.
Game
here,
of the
fan,
week.
with the boys.
Motown.
Big division game for, it's got a
Definitely
lot on
huge.
the line for the Vikes, too. So who's getting the dub?
Oh,
the
Lions.
Packers. Oh, Lions.
No
Oh,
hesitation.
Lions.
Lions, take the alternate spread if you like.
What is the
-7.
spread?
I think it's -2.5. They're playing it safe.
That's home.
Lions are 2.
And they're at home.
Yeah, they're 2 in rhythm right now, man. Golf is having a stellar season. Oh my God.
Yes, he is.
Hats off to Golf, man. He's came a long way.
That's off to Goff. Going with the Lions.
Yeah. Kind of. I probably. What was the score last time they played? Was it high? Oh my God, I'm trying to think.
I thought it was close. I thought it was close.
No, they won by like 10.
Was
if I'm
it?
not
Hold on,
mistaken.
I got
or
it right
7.
here.
Somebody looked it up.
Got it?
24-14. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
It was
they won
10.
by 10. Yep.
It's 10.
Spot on.
Yeah.
See?
So no, definitely I feel like they'll probably win by 10 again. Once again, I mean Love, he's getting back in rhythm, so that is going to be a little scary. But as long as they can maintain him and Jacobs, I'm not worried about the DBs. They do get a little sus. Joseph can, kind of wild out a little bit, but he's consistent for the most part. But yeah, I'm going with Lions, man.
Fair enough. Before anybody else picks, so far we've heard from Ben, our Packer fan. He's going Packers. Tyler, our Packer fan. He's going Packers. We got Lions from Graham, Lions from Trey, Lions from Dom, Packers from Dan, Lions from Rachel, and Lions. Oh, I just added you to the list, so you're right there.
There you
go. Jake, who do we got?
I'm going to go with the Lions. I'm hesitant to say that.
I know.
Ooh, but hesitation.
So
Yeah.
my
Let's hear it.
my concern is the injuries on the defensive side are really starting to add up. At what point is that dam going to break and they just can't stop a good offense? So that's my biggest concern. What's probably going to make them or allow them to win is by controlling time of possession and giving it to David Montgomery and putting it back into Gibbs' hands. Like Gibbs fell off the face of the planet like last week for no apparent reason, and I thought that didn't help them at all. So they need to get back to the two-headed running game.
Feed him the ball again.
Yeah.
Back to talking about
Sonic
running backs.
Knuckles, man.
I like it.
I think that's just the way to be. Let's see. Packers at Lions. Just so you know, Rob, I'm going to do this for the rest of the games now. Sorry, fellas. Injuries. Josh Jacobs is questionable at the moment, but he was limited at practice. It's
He'll
looking like he's probably going to
He'll
play. Romeo Dobbs limited at practice because of concussion still. Jair Alexander still limited.
Yeah. That's huge for them.
That is
McDuffie limited participant at Monday's practice. So, and again, when we record this, it's still early in the week, so things could still happen.
Definitely can change.
Oh, man, I'm a little bit concerned.
Are you going with your heart or with
Facts.
facts?
Or you going with your
Thank you.
Go with your fandom.
My fandom? How dare you? I'm not a fan of either one of these.
So he picks the Chargers.
Which is why you would pick the Packers to win.
Which is what I'm going to do. I do want. Vikings need the Packers to win, but I also think that Jordan Love is playing pretty well right now. And again, like he's looking more and more healthy every week. Even if they get a little bit of Josh Jacobs, I think it's going to be better than nothing at all. You know, I still like their receiving core even without Romeo Dobbs if he's out with a concussion. But I think there's enough there. I think it's going to be a great game. I think it's going to be a different game than it was the first time around.
Touchdown to
sure.
Watson to win it.
No.
He's a huge Watson fan. That's why I bring that up.
I'm so down on Watson. Although last week was ridiculous.
Yes.
So, I'll give him that. But I think I got to go Packers here, man. It hurts my soul.
Yeah,
but I've been
it does.
picking them a lot this year, and they don't let me down. So
So this for me, I guess, is one of the things I want to be wrong. So I'm going Lions. I don't think the Packers have what it takes to stop
they even
the
have
Lions.
a chance this game.
No, no. So
no chance.
No,
even.
I think it's 24-10 like or 14 last week style. I think the Lions are just gonna kind of dominate and slowly fade it out to the end. I want the Packers. I want to be wrong. So, but
Wait. You want to be wrong? Yeah, good
I want to be
catch.
wrong.
I want the Packers. Nope, calm down.
That's
not what
no,
we're
no,
saying.
no.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm going Lions, but I'll definitely take the L if the Packers win.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Going with the Lions. Let's see. Did we all go? Yes, we did. Yes, we did. All right. Moving into our third game. The Sea Chickens, Seahawks, traveling to the Arizona Cardinals. Now,
Division game.
division game, big game actually at
Or
that.
the division, pretty much, isn't it?
Let's see. Cardinals do
Pretty
not.
close.
Cardinals do not have any other injuries that are not already on IR. And the Seahawks. Let me look real
Is
quick.
it 8-5 and 6-6?
7-5.
7-5 and 6-6. Okay.
Where are the Seahawks here? I'm almost there. Whoops. Whoop. There we go. Let's see. DK is questionable. Tweaked his knee.
he'll
Something.
He's gonna play.
Just questionable. Punter's questionable. Michael Dixon is his name. If you guys need to know the punter.
He'll play.
AJ
Best in the
Finley, safety, nothing there. So looks like we're fairly healthy on both sides, other than the injuries they've already lost for the year. So, Rob, who you got first here? Oh wait, let me tell you who everybody else.
Oh, you
picked
think
here.
that's to persuade me? What? some
Yeah.
Packer fans
So,
picked?
yeah, maybe. So Ben, Packer fan,
Yeah.
went with the Cardinals. Graham with the Cardinals. Trey Cardinals. Dom Cardinals. Dan Cardinals. Rachel Sea Chickens. Tyler Sea Chickens. So we got 2 Seahawks right now compared to 5 cards. Who you got?
I think Sea Chickens are going to win this one.
Ooh, Sea Chickens all the way for Rob.
Yeah. Gino's playing some solid ball.
Yes.
Divisional game, Cardinals, so they've seen each other enough. So, yeah, Seahawks been playing some good football, especially on the defensive side. Their defensive line has been really messing with some teams. So, and the
But
Cardinals.
it's not like the Cardinals played that bad either. This
No,
past week.
I think
that's what I
that,
said. I was
In a
surprised.
Yeah.
hostile
yeah.
environment.
24-23 Sea Chickens.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Another 1-point game.
Interesting.
Okay.
D'Angelo, what we got?
Oh, Seahawks. I definitely.
Seahawks all
I'm
day.
going with
Okay.
Seahawks. I think Arizona just doesn't have what it takes to just dominate the Seahawks defense.
Okay.
I
Fair enough.
mean, you got Harrison. You got
McBride.
McBride. McBride, oh my God, standout guy, man. He's been balling. Hasn't gotten to the end zone. Can't get a touchdown.
Hey, good point. Yeah,
74
good point.
catches, can't get a touchdown. But
point.
man, he shows up. He definitely shows up. So it's like, but yeah, once again, Geno's, I'm taking him. Well, he's top 5 in passing this year.
Yes, he is.
So yeah, he's been
right there.
balling, man. Hats off to him once again.
And when Kenneth Walker's healthy, I love the Kenneth
Yeah.
Walker, and I think
Yep.
Charbonnet is their
Yep.
backup.
He had a touch.
Yep.
He had a tutty.
I really like Charbonnet in college, and
Yeah,
dude's a
he's a
beast too.
stud.
So it's just like
Yeah, he definitely dominated.
And who's the receiver?
UCLA.
Jackson
Smith
Smith
Negba?
and-
Oh man,
Yep.
he's
Yep.
been
Ohio State, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's been
Former Buckeye.
tearing it up lately.
Yep.
But yeah.
So you're obviously going sea chickens here.
I picked Seahawks a lot this year. That's why I'm going Cardinals. Actually, I saw
Going
enough
against
from
the grain.
I saw enough from them in the Vikings game this past weekend that shows me they can beat the Seahawks for sure, especially at home in Arizona. It's not a huge, I'd say, home field advantage. I only went there once, but when I did, it was the end of the season. So
Is it
like,
just a
they
bunch
weren't
of
playing for the
lockers
playoffs,
like
but-
clanging together?
Literally, though.
yeah, no, but I mean, they're still at home, right? They're not playing in Seattle. I think if they're playing in Seattle, that changes it for me
Then it's
because
31-10
that
for
defense
mine.
in front of their fans is just craziness.
Yeah.
But Seattle fans travel well too, so
Yes, they do.
but I think I got to take the Cardinals here on this one. But I think this will be a great game. I don't know about 1 point, but it could be one possession for sure.
Yeah.
Jake, what we got?
Last time I picked the Sea Chickens, it came back to bite me. And
That's
I
what
got
I'm
it
saying.
Wrong. But maybe this.
Because you
might
listen to me. I
You're
think.
right. Maybe this might change your mind though. So I was taking a look. The Cardinals, out of the 6 wins that the Cardinals have, only one of those is against a team with a winning record.
Yep.
Sure.
So any of their other wins, at best, the teams are 6-6, or they had a losing record going into the game. So I'm gonna
Just like the Chargers.
right. So I'm just I'm gonna take the Sea
won
Chickens
last week,
because
by the
the
way?
Cardinals don't have it
Against a
in
500
them
team.
to
Yeah.
beat a winning team or a good
Exactly.
team. So
Yep.
they don't got it.
They don't got it. Okay, well, I think they're going to prove you guys wrong this week.
Well, I think you're wrong.
Just because fair enough. No, I just think the Cardinals have been building since last season. Last season wasn't good for them, but getting Kyler Murray back up to speed, and he's getting there, getting back into that pre-injury Murray, and I don't know, whatever, feeling it.
it should be fun. It should be a good
Feeling
game.
it.
It definitely should.
Good matchup. I'll watch
sure.
it if
For
it's
the-
on.
I mean, for the division lead. So,
Yeah.
let's see here. Bills at Rams. We have a clean slate of Bills so far. Let's see. When did you start? We'll start with you again.
Yeah, I can't. Pick
Bills at Rams.
I can't pick against the Bills right now.
Just too
Yeah,
hot.
no,
Yeah.
they're balling.
Too hot.
Too hot.
Way too hot.
Interesting.
Their defense is getting healthier too. Matt Milano's back, so as
Which
he-
was huge for them.
right
Yeah.
as he continues to get more reps and back into it. I think their defense is just going to continue to get better.
Yeah, it's going to take them a couple weeks to get
Right.
fully up to speed, but by playoffs, no problem. I mean, that's a huge piece to have back defensively.
Yep.
Rob,
I'm going Rams.
going Rams. Oh, I'm going to join you too. But
The
why are you
reason
going
why
Rams?
is just, I mean, the Bills. I was going to see how many home games they've played lately. I feel like most of their games have been at home.
In the snow.
Yeah.
You know, like so that home field advantage. But the Rams have been a scrappy team all year. They got all their studs still.
Yeah.
They're all back. Every game they're competitive, and the Bills. Other than if James Cook, if they get a big lead to start, most of their games are competitive. You know,
Yeah.
and the Rams are the typical kind of team that keep most games kind of close. You know,
Yeah.
they don't get blown out very often, and I think they have enough. So I'm going Rams home.
Going Rams at home. Yep. And I will join you actually with
Attaboy.
that. And it is more along the lines of that scrappiness. You know, we've seen them in these games with better teams, you know, and they're right there. And if not winning,
Every week
if
we've
not
talked
winning the
about
game,
them. We're like, oh, well, they're gonna lose,
and usually we talk about them ruining somebody else's week. You know,
I mean, they beat
So-
us.
Oh, for sure. Well, and obviously that's the best team in the league. So, D'Angelo, who we got? Bills at Rams.
I'm going with the Bills
Going with the Bills.
by a landslide.
Too good. By a
Landslide.
landslide.
Yeah, man. I mean, Helen is just feeling himself right now, man.
I got him.
Passing, running. You see the trickery. So it's like for them to stop him, just him, not even talking about Cook, just him, it's going to take all they got. And then now you're going to have to go stop the run game. So it's like, man, I just don't think they have the defense to contain the Bills' offense right now, especially with Allen playing like he is. He should have a field day. I'm thinking probably like 250, 300 in there.
Okay.
You think he's going to get
300.
back-to-back trifectas, passing touchdown, receiving touchdown, a rushing touchdown?
I got him in fantasy. I hope
Yeah,
he
I
does
think
it
they were
twice.
showboating at that point. I'm like, yeah, the snow, the trickery's there, but nah, they're definitely gonna come out with a punch though for sure.
I think he's gonna get introduced to Jared Verse.
I didn't even do the injuries. Oh well.
the defensive
Oh.
end for the Rams. He's having a really
Yeah, no,
solid
Versus-
year.
yeah, he's solid, man.
He might be in the contention of Rookie of the Year
Oh, okay, interesting.
on the defensive side.
All right.
Remember we were talking about Gennard.
Yeah.
You were talking about Grenada.
Well, NFC, like still,
He had a
no one
really-
else has came up with a name.
I don't know. I'll do that research for you. I'll look for a defensive player of the year that's not on the Vikings. Because
Okay.
I still question with whether or not Grenard would be defensive player of the year on the Vikings themselves. I
you brought it up.
I again
Yeah.
think Van Ginkel's in there, but last game here. Jaguars at Titans. We kind of picked. We could have went Chargers going to Kansas City.
Yeah.
Most people probably would have took Kansas City.
Exactly.
I
This,
would've.
this one is more of a split here. Not as much. So far, we got 2 Jaguars, but most taking the Titans in this game. And again, it is in Tennessee. A Mac Jones led
Yeah.
Jaguars, most likely playing
Yep.
against Will Levis. What we got? I guess I'll go first, actually. I'm going to take a chance here. I'm going to take the Jags.
That is a chance.
I know it is a huge
Definitely
chance.
chance.
I think the Titans will actually win the game, but just because I like Will Levis over Mac Jones. Mac Jones did not look awesome when he came in for Trevor Lawrence last week, but
Yeah.
Jaguars need a win.
Yeah, they do.
and this is a winnable game.
I need $1
for 'em.
million too.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean
You just request it and it happens, right? No, but I don't know. I think the Jaguars defense will do enough to disturb Will Levis that it's going to be close, 9-6 or something goofy. You know what I mean? Super ugly game.
Ugly.
That's why it's here. You know, it's going to be a super ugly game.
Everyone was
but-
on Broadway getting wasted the night before.
Hey
or what?
man, who knows? What'd you
I
got?
did see the picture of the new stadium the Tennessee is building.
that's gonna look
It's
nice.
nice, but
Yeah, it's gonna look
I'm
nice
going
for
to
a
Tennessee
four-win
all
team.
day on
Yeah,
this one. I think it's gonna be a blowout. I think
blowout. Tennessee beats them up.
Yeah, 28-3, something dumb like that.
Oh, wow.
Jack,
28-3.
I think we
Alright.
might even go to their backup after Mac Jones gets sacked 15 times.
I don't even know who Mac Jones's back would be at this point, but 15 times. Ouch.
I don't know. There's an NFL records. Lawrence Taylor's coming out of the woodwork.
All right. D'Angelo, who we got?
I'm
Jags
going with
at
Titans, man.
Going with the Titans.
Definitely, they showed me a lot against Houston the other week. They play gritty. They scrapped
do.
it out. I mean, well, yeah, he's getting up to par. He's getting in his groove. I feel like he might, be the franchise quarterback for the Titans. It's leaning towards that way. But yeah, I'm going with Titans. I definitely think they win by at least 1 or 2 possessions.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough, Jake. Last but not least, wrapping it up for us, Jags at Titans.
Taking Titans.
Pish posh.
It's I
Easy
think
pick.
Titans have more weapons than the Jags do right now.
Like hand grenades, grenade launchers, bazookas, all that.
Yeah. Or like
Who was the guy that said that on the thing? Sorry, I'm ruining your take right now. But then someone like some football player is talking about defense, and he was talking about all his arsenal. That he was
sounds
coming,
really
like it was
familiar.
Kevin Garnett or something.
Yeah,
I
it
think.
sounds really
Either way,
familiar. Oh, wow.
continue.
basketball take.
Yeah.
No, just like more and better weapons right now. They're just healthier, but
Yeah.
I mean, the Jags did rally around Mac Jones, even though he didn't really play that well after after Trevor Lawrence got hurt. But because the Titans had to pull that one out of their behind
Yeah.
last week. So, but I think it's a matter of healthy talent. Titans.
Okay.
All right, Jaguars. Yep. Got it. Sounds
Yeah,
good.
Jaguars on the point. Did anyone take the Jaguars other than you?
Me and our leader, Dan. And,
Daniel.
and
Aggressive, I like
tied
it.
for 4th place, Trey also took the Jags.
That
So
boy, Trey.
I got to go with who's winning. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if you do
Kev,
that,
did you end
never
up
get
having to be
around.
able to clip that? There it is,
Oh,
right there. So if
snap.
you take a look right there, the standings are on the right side. I did add another column called Games Played there on the right to make some of us feel a little bit better that have been here for a minute.
That
But anyway, and then on the far right, you see some movement there. So Trey and Cody, you see Trey climbed 3 spots, Cody climbed 6. They're both tied for 4 based on, again, we're basing this on season win percentage. Ben dropped a spot. Jake dropped 3.
It was a rough week.
Ouch. I'm lower than you, so you're good. Rob dropped 2 and is now tied with me again. Rob and I have the same record at 41 and 24.
Hey, I'll call that a win.
Yeah. Hey,
That wins at
hey,
Vegas.
everybody. Dom had a better week. Dom went. What did he go? He went 4-1 this week. So
He was the best this week, Dom. Good job, Dom.
no, we had 3 5-0s.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
Ben 5-0.
do better, Dom.
Trey 5-0. Cody 5-0. And then
Good job,
Dom went
guys.
4-1. Tyler went 4-1. Matt went 4-1. So a lot of movement this week. But if you look, all 12 of us are above 500. I mean, that's
good.
pretty cool.
Yeah, no.
Not all the experts on TV do that.
Yeah. And we usually pick games that are pretty even. We try to not have a one-sided Chargers versus Chiefs game very often.
Right. Attempt to, but it's gonna get more interesting as we keep getting closer to the playoffs. Obviously, you'll be on the list next week.
Yep.
We have a 2-week minimum though before you get placed in the.
Yep.
And it could help you,
Qualifier.
or you know what I mean,
Yeah.
or it could be taking you away from a first place. You know what I mean? So,
Okay.
So a hot start is a good idea. Right?
I mean, clearly Dan's showing us with what's his record right now. Dan's record is 16-4 at the moment.
Okay.
So,
Wow.
Not bad.
but like season long leader at the moment with 50 games played is Tyler. He's still showing that 36-14,
Okay.
720.
Solid work.
I wanted to
Tyler.
say save percentage again. So hockey. But yeah. Anyway, so there's our current standings. D'Angelo, thanks for joining us this
No,
week.
appreciate
brother.
you guys, man.
No, we're pumped to have you on. It's
Yes.
great to have a Detroit Lions fan
Yeah.
in the house through and through. And
Enemy
back
inside the
next week,
gates.
right?
Yes, sir. We'll
back
be back
next week. Yeah. What is it? One pride? Is that what you guys say?
Yeah. I mean,
He said,
Yeah, with the high roll.
I mean, they got
You like
they
grit
got
better.
a lot of new sayings, the grit saying, and I mean, hey, you know, once you start winning, you start changing.
How
it
about
up
we
a
just
bit.
say Detroit Lions? And they're winning the division right now.
I thought it was just the roar's been restored.
Roar's been
Oh,
restored.
yeah, I've heard that.
Restore
one
the
since.
roar. D'Angelo's like, guys, please stop, man. They're what, 11-1 right now?
Yeah.
Well, got to feel good to be a Lions fan, you know,
yeah,
finally
for
winning,
sure.
you know. So
For sure.
secretly, I'm cheering for you too, but kinda.
Yeah, maybe when we're out.
a
But Jake, thanks for joining us for another week.
Thanks, Jacob.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Hoping to see your Baltimore Ravens maybe battle for the division even yet.
Fingers crossed.
You need
Look-
Pittsburgh to lose this.
Yeah, that's a much needed loss.
Let's make that happen.
Do you think they can lose? Do you think there's a possibility Pittsburgh loses to Cleveland this week?
Yes, because Jameson Winston makes the Browns really scrappy.
They are though.
Yeah.
But
God, those
the
picks
only
annoyed me last
downside
night.
is
I know, dude.
he's good for 3 touchdowns and 3 interceptions every game.
Really,
And maybe like 300 yards. So
Yeah.
Right.
he's
Or
moving the
4.
ball somewhere.
You know,
it
he
just might
is.
not be the same direction as everybody else is going.
He
No,
accounted,
yeah.
he accounted for 6 touchdowns yesterday.
and a really
2 for the other
yeah,
team.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
But hey, there's 6 of them things.
Yep.
He always
I
just
feel-
has weird, awkward press conferences. In my
love
opinion.
He's goofy, man.
His
I
press
mean,
conferences,
they're
his
funny.
interviews.
He might be
Yeah,
fun to
they're
hang
funny.
out with.
No,
He'd be super fun to hang out with.
Yeah.
I mean, old Seminole, you know, them dudes are
Hell
crazy,
no.
man.
I'm a Florida State dude. So
Yeah.
you were talking colleges earlier, so
Yeah.
but yeah,
Rob, of course, as always, thanks for being here
Thank
this
you.
week, fam.
you did well.
Thanks. We try to do what we can. Obviously, I'm Smeltzy here. Kev, don't forget about Kev behind the
He's the
camera.
boy back
Thanks,
there.
Getting
Kev.
everything done, getting everything edited for us. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe wherever you listen to the banner, whether it's YouTube, Apple Podcasts, or Spotify. And we'll see you next week. Peace.
Don't forget to follow, like, and subscribe. Tune in next time for more Banter with the Boys.